H killer. No cap. Yeah, fuck nigga, no cap. Get back, little nigga, get smooth, thinking that shit rap. Blew a lot of money, but I made shit back. I'm a big dog, little bitch, this facts, fuck nigga, no cap.
Alright, man, it's your boy Chicago King Dave, man. We back for another episode of No Cap. Got my host, Skrill Bush. To the right of me, y'all already know Mr. Six Rings himself.
Yes, sir.
I got my boy,
yes,
DJ Reese. What's up, Reese, man?
What's up, my brother?
Hey, I got my girl, Lyrical. Whole city know who this is, man. And right now, man, I want to say rest in peace to Dre Ruler. He lost his life last night. I really had just basically got up on him like probably the last 2-3 months, you know. Dude was real nice, man. Y'all know anything about him?
I just literally got up with him, ironically. Drakeo, the ruler. So I literally just got up and I liked him.
A lot of my people in LA.
It's tripped out that I literally just said this when Dolph died, and a lot of people felt some type of way. But I was like, being an artist is kind of like the most dangerous job in America. Literally, the most dangerous job in America, man. But you know, rest in peace to him. We still knocking down to his family and everything. And I want to get straight to the show. How was yesterday watching Lil Durk propose to India? How was that at the Big Jam yesterday? Like, what was the energy like in the building?
Right. It was good. It was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, from a man's standpoint, it was like watching a little brother become a man. Like, even though Durk is a man, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but making that step like that, it inspired me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it ought to show that, you know, the mindset and the path that he's on, you know. And he's big on family, for real.
Because he really put his nuts on the table. That take a lot. Yeah. How many people was there yesterday?
Sold out,
man. Shout out to them people, man. Yeah. That really took a lot of courage. And, you know, I know he's an artist. He used to perform in front of people. But to get down on that one knee and present that ring, I know that took a lot. Like, how were you feeling when you saw that? Because you been around, both of y'all been around Lil Durk since L's up in them hitters, just to see his growth. And to see him get down on that one knee, like, how did that make you feel? And also, for the people that don't know, she's the godmother of
Lola.
That's his first born, right?
Yeah.
So how did that make you feel?
For me, it was bittersweet because I'm on two different sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? But I was proud of him. I'm proud of like his whole growth, his whole growth spurt. But it was like. Okay, Durk, alright, you know, I'm proud of you, alright, like you got the okay.
Why you made that step?
Yeah, no, I'm proud of him though.
Can you dig into that two sides though, or no? Two sides of the fence?
I'm the mother of the two oldest, so I'm very close with Nicole, which is his first baby mama.
Okay. Shout out to Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's a hard conversation to have. You know, but just on a respect level. For him being my brother and her being my sister, it's just, you know. But I'm very proud of him, you know. And I think she is too for him making that. That's a big step.
Who, Nikki?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me, like, what was the energy like in the United Center yesterday? Because I was paying attention to like social media, and people really was waiting on Durkeo to come home and do his thing. I really was proud of him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a Chicagoan, just to see his growth. Like, what was the energy like in the building when that guy touched the stage?
Was that the first time he been in the United States? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time he's been able to perform in Chicago since what? Adrian? Since what?
Yeah, as far as like doing some like Adriana or something like that. We never really had a book show like that.
Right, because the city been terrified of him coming.
Yeah, just calling a spade a spade. It's just been terrifying. Yeah. But I think for me, when he stepped on the stage, because we were all preparing for it in Atlanta at rehearsal and stuff, it was just to see him. I got him from the alley. So to see the alley niggas compared to where he's at now, the superstardom, the mega person, and he's still like Durk though. He's still funny. He's still like, you know, he's still giddy. But I think the energy was amazing, but it was also timid because you don't even know what was gonna happen. But the fact that nothing happened last night, there was no violence, there was no nothing. It was just like a prayer that was always prayer.
Man, shout out to Chicago. Y'all showed out that night.
They showed out for that.
On another note, I know y'all saw last night how they shut down 290, the Hellcats and the Demons. Did you see that?
I did.
They blocked the whole expressway.
When I woke up,
They was doing donuts for hours.
Damn.
State troopers couldn't stop them or nothing. State troopers pull up, they take off.
I'd rather
Shout
do
out to
that
Chicago,
than
man.
anything.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
That's fun right there. You know, we're going to remember that type of stuff.
Right, so look, I got a question. So how do you go about choosing which artist you manage? Because I seen the female, what's her name?
Which one?
That's on your page, brown skin sister.
She's a rapper?
Yes.
Yes, about her. I don't represent her anymore. I was hired to represent her for a short time.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, I really don't say her name.
Okay.
But, yeah, she's a rapper. But then I have Shantina Lynette, who's working with Kanye right now in L.A. So, for me, I look for star power. That's how I got Tink. That's how I got Durk. That's how I got Raven. That's how I got all of the artists that I've had. So I have more than just Shantina. I have like Trey, which is the drummer for Durk.
Yeah.
I have him from Philly. I have Toop from Mississippi. I have this other guy that I'm dealing with right now that I'm thinking about picking up that I got a co-sign from Hers team, which he's a rapper that just won a $30,000 thing on Clubhouse that I was a part of.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, I just look for star power. I don't really know. Like I just know instantly if I meet somebody. Like
Right.
So,
yeah, all right.
for those that don't know, any talent that comes through Chicago and been through her hand, anybody that's popping right now, she's literally and put a hand on them. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, how do you like cope with life, being able to be in touch with all these artists and stuff like that? What really got you into this?
I'm a singer, so nobody knew that. Like I did.
Okay.
I was singing backgrounds when I was working downtown, and then from there, my daughter, which is Ashley Banks, shout out to her. She just went viral. They just compared her to the new Travis Scott. So she's been doing her shit.
I didn't even know that.
Nobody knew that Ashley was my baby.
I know you got a son that hoop.
Kamari. He in
But
Miami.
we'll talk about Kamari. I got some questions about him, man. I got some questions.
Yeah, but she decided that she wanted to throw a basketball game because she was a hooper. So she decided one day she was just going to go down the wrong side of the court because she didn't want to play basketball anymore. She wanted to be a rapper. So I was part of this management team, and I just wanted to, it was called The Intervention, with this guy by the name of Quick who used to run the Rough Riders in New York. So that's how I met Reese. Which he just reminded me that like the other day. Like,
DJ Reese.
And so I've always had like the biggest management squad. I've always had like just a fuck shit load of artists all the time. And I hate it because I never wanted it. You know what I mean? I just happened to know what my calling is the guy gave me. So, you know, I went from there to quitting my job and like managing her career, and then went to, I don't know how I got started. I don't know, Reese, and then Zay, and then D Gaines, and then Keith, and then Durk, and then Tink, the Rack Boys,
The list goes
MIC,
on and on and on.
everybody.
That's dope.
I want to go to DJ Reese. Where do you get your energy from to be on tour with all these young bucks all the time? Because I was checking out your Facebook recently. You know, we've been Facebook friends for a long time, and you was just like, you don't get no sleep. How do you do that? Like, how do you cope with that every night? Night in, night out, tour this, DJ and this, party this.
Well, I pick and choose what I do. You like, I take my time. So when, you know, let's say Durk go do the show, go do the after party, and then he'll go to the studio, I may skip out on the studio.
Oh, right. I'm going to get that little nap in.
Drink a little water, get that nap in, because we take early flights.
Right.
So I just kind of try to eat right, drink a lot of water. Like, really, water is the key. Like, for real. Just drink a lot of water, and I'm blessed to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
It could have been all bad for me back in 2000. So
I've been up on you since, I think you had like the Supreme team.
yeah, Supreme Team.
Supreme team. Explain that to me, because I was trying to understand that before. Like, was that a record label or was it like a core DJ thing? Like,
It
what was that?
me and Doc Little. Doc Little.
I remember that.
We were trying to start.
You got to know your history.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
We was trying to start a production company. So we had artists, and Doc was he's a platinum producer, so he produced for Adina Howard, I think her name is Christina Aguilera. He got plaques and stuff like that in his crib, so he was proven. So he was like, man, we get some artists, I'll produce the records, and we try to get a production deal. So that's what we were doing. We were just making records at that time. It was like label stuff, but we was just producing records, and it was called the Supreme Team.
Crazy, man. It's dope.
Yeah, it was tough trying to get the artists to buy into the program, you know. But one artist, before he went on to write records for Lil Kim and things of that nature. So he's doing well. He's doing very well off of it.
Oh yeah, man. It's dope. I also think like your mom, she was a DJ, huh?
Yeah, my mom's a DJ, so that's how.
House DJ.
Well, it
That's
was
where the love come from.
Yeah,
Watching her do
so it was
thing.
like house music and you know the regular R&B, like her era of music in the late '70s, early '80s kind of deal. So yeah, we always had it in the house. It was like it was one of those things where I thought everybody had it. Like you got a stove. Why y'all don't got these two things? Why y'all got this? Why y'all got that one? Just one. So it was always there. So my mother, she taught me when I was 11. You know, I kept breaking the needles, blaming it on my sister kind of deal. So when I was 11, she taught me how to DJ. It was one of them. She was having parties. She was young. Wake me up in the middle of the night, come play some records for me and my friends.
So for those of you all that don't know, breaking the needle is when you scratching.
Yeah, I would
with the vinyl, right?
Yeah, and at 11, you thinking scratching is DJing.
Right.
Like, okay, if I can scratch, then I'm a DJ. And I was breaking them needles. So when my mom would come in and we started playing records, the thing would just go straight across.
She was schooling.
Yeah, she was like, whoa, you want to know, I'll teach you.
Right.
And that's how, instead of getting a whooping, I got taught.
Yeah, that's dope. That's a good one. So before we came, it was funny. I was over a friend of mine's house, right? And I was like, yeah, you know, we about to go have a conversation. Really, they like ask him the question why he don't feel like he need a car in Chicago. I'm like, oh, okay, you gave me a good, and a hint.
Yeah.
He friends with your barber. So I think this is how the conversation came about.
That's a good one right there. So you don't no car in Chicago.
I felt like I didn't need a car because I was never here. And when I came home, I'm never really outside. And DJing in the club, everybody want to come to the club.
And you ain't your average DJ. He got money, y'all. So don't think he's so broke. Right. He ain't got no money. He on tour all the time. Right. My bad, dude. I just want to put that out there for the people, man.
So, you know, when going to the club, is always somebody who want to go to the club with the DJ. You know, we in there.
Right.
So it wasn't never a problem moving around. And, you know, I just felt like I didn't need a car. I was never here. I was come home on Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, I'm packing. Thursday, I'm gone. I'll see y'all again Monday.
Amen.
So,
Lulu.
Yeah. No, hey, you know what's crazy? I've always loved the DJs. The DJs, y'all like the coach.
Yeah.
High school and college, the players, they come and go. But the coach, he's still there.
Yeah,
and the DJ, he gets all the ladies, he gets all the drinks. He controls the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No cap.
No, for real, for
Hey,
real.
you are Durk official DJ, correct?
yeah, I've been with Durk when Lyrical had him back in 2012. I was at that from 2012 to 2015.
Yeah,
2012 to 2015, and then I was off for 3 years, and I came back in 2018.
Wait, you was off what? From being his DJ?
Yeah.
Or just from DJing?
From being his DJ, because Tink was my original first artist that I was DJing for.
Oh, okay.
So she had got signed and got busy, and he was going on his first tour, and I couldn't make all the dates. And they wanted a DJ that could go on all the dates.
Gotcha.
So I had to, had to go with her, and then, so for those 3 years, I was, more focused on Tink.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So, Lyrical, who was the first artist from Chicago that you initially signed? Because
I don't remember.
I've been sad in a long time.
see, the list that long?
Did I sign to my label or
Who's
did
the
I
first
sign on
popping?
management?
Who's the first popping artist that's doing well?
No, don't look at Reese. Don't look at Reese.
The first popping artist that I had. Well, keep in mind, this is all at one time. I had Ashley, Chinchilla Meek,
I remember her.
Shout out to
the
me.
Rack Boys,
Rack Boy.
MIC.
Know some of them. Shout out to them.
Durk. I don't remember. I had a lot of people at one time. So off of that roster, Tink and Durk popped.
Right.
Zay and Gaines popped on the videographer side. So I had both of the videographers and I had them. And then I had Reese as the only DJ, right? They all cracked at the same time. Then I had Keith that I was working with Interscope because I was the person that would go get Keith out the house to like get him to do interviews or put lotion on him or like come on, like come out the crib. Yeah, like, but I don't know who my very first artist that I like signed on management.
You just working.
So you got a lot of patience. So you got a whole lot of patience.
I had it then. I don't really have it now because I understand that management is like, I've been in this game like 14 years, so I'm tired. I'm at my peak.
I know.
So now I realized like maybe like a year ago after talking to my attorney thoroughly, like I'm the bag. And so I think like a lot of managers don't realize like you have to, I played the background for so long because I was working so much that, you know, in Chicago's world, the artist is supposed to be proficient. They're supposed to be whatever. But that teaches them also to be very selfish. And it also teaches them to not really care about their team. So I feel like for me, the reason that I was able to like kind of bypass all that shit is because I was like one of the most wanted managers and I was on my shit. And every time you heard about her, you heard about one of her clients. And so now, when you look me up or you hear about me or you see that I'm an executive or you see like my high-powered friends that's outside of Chicago, it just made me realize like everything that I put into everybody else, I had to start putting that shit into me because if I'm where I'm at, now people will come to me, they'll fuck with my artist quicker. I have so many conversations about Durk, and Durk is not my client no more, but my client now from Philly, who's a huge DJ in the industry, who works with everybody, that's Durk's DJ.
Drummer.
Sorry, to get that right. But my old client, this is my old client, Durk's my old client, and we're still family to this day.
Right. So you and Reese got a lot of inner.
Oh, that's my brother.
Okay.
That's my heart. Same with Durk. I ain't going nowhere.
That's dope.
What kind of both of you guys is maybe close with Durk. What kind of, or were y'all even able to give him some advice during the peak of the GDK BDK thing? Because she says she's been with him since like 2012. I think in that era, 13 was kind of when it was at its peak of just going crazy on the gangbang. Well, were you guys able to actually just sit with him, tell him about his future, how his career going up, et cetera, or it's just...
No, Durk's so silly. You know what I mean? It's just like a little brother that's just coming like, hey, bro, stop doing that.
Right,
You gonna do it? Yeah, right.
That's why I asked.
You know what I mean? But I dropped off of Durk in 20... I don't know. When did I drop off of Durk? I don't remember. But we had conversations. You know, I'm more so of like the big sister. Like, bro, come on. You know what I mean? But I just think that sometimes you're so deep into shit that you can't. It's not for me. But like when I've had a situation where my life has been threatened, and that's why I ended up moving to Atlanta, and nobody knew about that. And that was like right after Chino got killed, and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and like let you do you. I'm gonna be the godmama. You know what I mean? I'm cool with all of that. But I think that when you're so deep in it, you have to respect whatever a person is doing. And for me, that's not my. I don't mess with Durk on that level. He knows how I feel about it, but
that's about right. What about you on the input on that situation or overall?
Well, I never really. I approached him like the OGs would approach me. I never listened to, as a youngin', I never listened to the guys who tell me don't do this, and don't do that, stop doing it. I always listened to the guys that had the game. Let me show you how to do something. Let me show you how to. So I never really came at Durk and, hey, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing. I just kind of give you a little bit of advice on something that I know that happened to me, and just leave it at that.
And you take it how you take it.
Yeah, he just take it how you take it. Durk is a very, very smart guy. Like, he's super smart. I'm telling you, it's like, it's incredible. Me at my age, I be learning stuff from him. That's good. You know, he make me a better person all the time. So, he's a thinker. So I never really had those conversations of don't do. It's more along the lines of, hey, this is what happened to me when I did. So there you go.
I like that.
So tell me, how has Atlanta been treating you since you made your move? Like, what's the difference from Atlanta and Chicago?
I'm never in Atlanta. I'm never home.
Never? Why?
I'm always in the
always on the
airport.
road?
I'm always on the road. I'm always on tour.
So you're a Rolling Stone?
Yeah, I'm never like at the crib. But Atlanta, for me, is like I can't get into it. It's too cliquish. And every time I tell somebody that, they were like, "You ain't try." It's like, when we from here, I'm not finna go bombard shit. I don't give a fuck. Or whatever. And then when I come in, my presence is so, I don't speak. You know what I mean? I speak or whatever, but like I make people be like, well, who is that bitch? Or like, what the fuck is going on? Or they already know who I am. So Atlanta is about the glitz and the glamour and the bags, and you gotta have the hair, and you gotta have the body and all that other stuff. And you know, from us, it's like, okay, I have my J's on the hoodie.
Yeah, right.
I'm about the money.
It's about work.
Yeah, I don't really care, but nothing about what y'all doing. So I'm always, Atlanta's my safe haven. Like my house is my house. Thank you, my happy water.
Oh, that's okay.
But
shout out to Trev.
thank you. But I'm not crying, y'all, even. But
She love what she do, y'all.
yeah, no, but Atlanta just, like right now I'm trying to figure out if I'm finna move because I've been there 6 years. My son graduated. That was the goal. For him to go, for him to stay alive, for him to go down there, take over basketball, graduate. He did all of that, and now he's in Miami hooping. He's like number 33 in the state.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it was like, now I'm just down there with a damn dog by myself. So I'm like,
So what make your management different? What if an artist come to you and say, I want you to manage
I tell
me?
him no instantly.
No instantly?
No.
Before checking their background,
So you check who you want to work with.
I don't go to nobody, but people come to me all the time, and I just know in my spirit that I'm supposed to say no.
Right.
And I always say.
So and a question like, what make how you manage the artists that you are
That I have?
that you have different than a typical manager? Like what is your niche? What do you do that's different
From any other manager?
From any other manager? Everything that I use with Durk and Tink and Raven, and all three of them got signed, is that I never switched up. Everything is the same. It's nothing that's different that's going to change anything. Everything is you do this month, you do this month, you do this month, that fourth month you're going to pop. It's the same. You know what I mean? It's just the temperature of the client that you have, if they're willing to do that, or if they feel like you're worth listening to, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. But I don't know. For me, everybody that it's like God will tell me, like, Lyrical, no. Right? No.
Yeah.
All the time. And their manager will come with a story, or they'll hire me, or like the label will come up with, and it's like, all right, bring them on, come on, so I can do this shit and get them out the way. You know what I mean? But I know that my nectar is so sweet when it comes to this shit that like everybody's not supposed to get it, and so I'm learning that.
Yeah.
Like, it takes so much, because I'm drained. You know what I mean? I'm young as hell, but I'm drained because you're dealing with people's energies. You're dealing with a certain type. You're dealing with music. You're dealing with just how they're capable of being a fuck person. You got to deal with you. And then when I get a client, first of all, I don't give a fuck about them. I give a fuck if they got kids. If they got kids, now I'm really working. You know, 10 times harder, because I have to make sure that those babies eat. And it's always been like that.
That's really nice. I like that.
So tell me, how do y'all feel about like the drill music movement as of today? Because like me, you know, y'all been there since the beginning though. So how do y'all feel about that movement today?
Well, on Clubhouse, I'm labeled the first drill manager. So they be arguing. The people from London be arguing with me about drill music, and people from New York. But I don't know. I think drill is special because it's something that we created, and it's when everybody was alive and they felt alive. You know what I mean? And rest in peace to those that we lost. But you know, Louis was amazing, and Durk was amazing, and you know what I'm saying? Like the DJs was amazing. Like everybody was popping. That was Adriana's was amazing. We was like, I was never home then. I was always with this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? That was one of the the first times that literally everybody was together. Because I went back and looked at some videos. I saw Durk, Louis, Crump, Vernie. Everybody was on that court. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I wasn't there, and I always wondered, like, damn, what really went wrong that broke everything up? You know what I'm saying? Because if we really would have stayed like that, ain't no telling how many millionaires right now Chicago would have. Literally. Like, we supposed to have 30 to 40 millionaires right now. We supposed to have so many rapes flying through these streets right now, but it was like, like, what was going on? Like, what were you thinking? Like, man, we need to stop this. We need to bring everybody back together. Or you were just like, fuck it. Let's just go ahead and
it
just
was
roll.
Sections. Remember, it was sections of, it was like pockets.
Yeah. I think everybody was fighting to be their own entity at that time. So, and like you brought up Crump was on the road with us sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, he wasn't with us no more. And I was always on the outside looking in. I didn't understand it. Like, okay, dude was just with us. Like, he went to jail. We was on the road, and in Bloomington, he got caught with a warrant and had to go back to Bellarmine, all kind of stuff. So I was like, man, he ain't with us no more. Like, what's going on? I think as an OG coming from the streets, I failed them like all the other OGs most did. I said, I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with that no more. I'm just going to focus on my little small circle. So I probably wasn't as verbal as I should have been back then. And I should have. But
which honestly, it wouldn't have made a difference.
It probably wouldn't have.
People would have probably just not like you for
the affiliation.
Yeah.
We came to this 2021, 2022. People don't like the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's something that I learned because you stay in Atlanta right now. That Chicagoans, we don't want a team. Why are us Chicagoans so just hateful with each other? Like, another female can come out and she can be a manager. She want to manage artists, but she don't fuck with them.
Yep, and I know somebody right now that has never met me ever in her life.
But
that's real. You cannot come to Chicago and say you don't know, or you can't come to Chicago and be like, oh, so who are the managers around? Of course, you're going to say the managers that's out now. But if you go back a little bit a ways,
first two you're going to say, I don't mean you and Lero.
Yep.
That's who the streets gonna say.
Yeah.
Before that, they gonna say D Diddy bad. Diddy had a lot. I had a lot. Shout out Freelance to them. Y'all know. Well, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like
no cap.
Like literally, you're gonna have those conversations, and it's crazy that you even said Lero because, Lero. I'll never forget when he pulled up on me, and and we cool now, but he pulled up on me and he wanted me to get in the car, and he was like, "You popping right now? Like, you do everything. Like, what are you, a media company? Whatever, you do every fucking thing." Right. And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." We on the scene of a video shoot, and he's like, "You just need to come on and just bring LEM to Lawless."
Lawless.
And I was like, why would I do that? Because what happens one day if I get bigger than you? Like, why would I do that? But at the time, for him, it was merging everything together. It was the merge because it was I had like the other side, you know what I mean? And he had this side, but at the same time, there was so much shit going on in the pockets of everybody's situation. I'm a whole woman though, bro. I didn't work too damn hard to get to where I'm at, and I had already heard just like certain stuff. So I'm like,
hold my 10 under yours.
Yeah, like, nah, I'm gonna keep going and keep going and keep going, and I'm gonna struggle no matter how it gets. And I just happened to supersede and do what I needed to do. But like, I think at that time, and then you gotta keep in mind, all of them was kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we dealing with 16-year-olds, we dealing with labels and shit coming and giving them 4.5 million. You got niggas feeling they self, you got the city turned up and ain't nothing you can do about it, and then you got me, Lero, Lauren, she had Herb and Bibby,
Shout out to her.
Yep. Who else? It was like then you had all the DJs. You had Reese. You had Ferris. You had DJ City at the time. You had Vida. You had
Amaris.
Yeah.
Amaris was breaking records.
Yeah, you had everything, and we had just broke the biggest record. We had just me and Durk was literally in the studio. He finished L's Anthem. I took that bitch, that CD. Yeah, play that shit.
Right?
Bueller made that.
Yeah, play that shit. And it went from there, so it's like that era, like
history, boy.
Yeah,
I wish that we could have merged everything together, but I think that the street, I mean, we come from a mob city. This is a mafia, so the spirit of just different shit is here.
It's about stepping on toes.
Was Lero, I'm thinking though, was it maybe because of how he presented it to you, or was you just standing on your own 10 toes no matter how it came?
Lero was the $10,000 nigga. Like, I'm gonna give you 10,000, I'm gonna sign you for 10,000, I'm gonna sign you for 10,000. Nigga, you can't sign him.
10K crazy, you was.
Yeah, he was 10K
Throwing
crazy.
10Ks out
Yeah.
for PP.
Matter of fact, that's Mr. PPP. That's my boy too.
Yeah, and so I think that was the moment where I stood on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I had like the city on my back, and it was just like, bro, I'm not gonna give my shit up because I knew I was good. I knew at that point because he was cracking. He was lit. I knew when he saw me.
You came.
Yeah, you came to me. It's like, oh, okay, shit, I'm doing something right. No,
I like that. I like that though. That's a good perspective.
So yeah, no, but shout out to him because he did. He was always about unity too. You know what I mean? Regardless of whatever, but he was always just about one big city. And it should have been like that, but that's the difference in Atlanta. Like, them niggas won't fuck with they don't fuck with each other, but they fuck with each other.
They gonna make a bag.
They're gonna execute. They're gonna execute on the business. They keep it personal.
Yeah, and you're not gonna hear about it. You're gonna hear about it in like the outskirts of like different shit. But that's what I see there. I see like the way QC has it down there, and the way that it's another label down there that don't nobody really rock with. But just the way that they move, they don't fuck with each other, but it's like they come together though, and none of the artists really like each other. But up here, it's just the spirit of us.
Yeah.
I can't knock us either.
Why do y'all? What's making QC? Okay, what's the difference between QC being able to get artists to see the bigger picture in the bag, and then rather than me or one of y'all telling some Chicago artists, come on man, let's just get the bag? Is it because they already had the bag?
No, it's because we don't trust. It's been too much fuck shit up here. It's been too many lies. It's been too many snakes. It's been too many. It looked like this. It's been too many like
slave masters.
Come on over here. It's been too many like fake ass gatekeepers. Because I don't like when people like, oh, Lyrical, you're a gatekeeper. No, I'm not. I'm not any of that. I just work. You know what I'm saying? So I think that up here, I don't know. It's just about $1. It's about the look of some shit. Like. And I stand on that shit. Niggas up here do not give a fuck about a client to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like you do. I feel like it's about how you're going to look on the internet. Or how you're going to... How you're going to be perceived. Or like, oh, okay, you had this artist shit, now I got this artist.
And most of the popping artists here is young. Most of the popping artists from where to me, the difference, they more established. So they get it. If you think about most of the artists here that's ahead... They all started at 17, 18, and most of them ain't even over 26 yet.
I think the South, they got more mature people that they look up to.
I was just about to say, the South has a more family-oriented.
Big people. Like, I done been around Dolphin a lot. He really
it's family.
Looked up to Daddy-O. You know what I'm saying? And
it's nobody.
That's what we missing.
They acknowledge it, though, down there. They be like, this was I used to love him. I used to listen to him rap, blah, blah. Here, it's like, they listening to the ops music and then post, we don't listen to that nigga. Right. And then go make a song that sound like his hit. Or Wolf about, he said something. You just said you don't listen to him, but you know that he said. So it's, so it's good.
Yeah, that's what we don't have structure here. We've never had it. Even when I was in high school.
Shout out to V-Dub, bring back structure.
We didn't have structure. We didn't have we hard-headed as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Mama say don't go outside. Nigga, we crawling through the window.
Yeah. That's stove hot.
That's what I'm saying. We gonna touch it. But out there in the South, like, I don't know, it's like a big ass hug or some cornbread or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's
What they call the Southern hospitality is real though.
what it is. Out here
It's
it's
real.
Everybody waving at you.
Everybody waving.
Yeah, everybody's too nice. I be like, why you?
I was down there like feeling uncomfortable, but you're supposed to feel embraced, and you really feeling like weird.
Hey, DJ Reese. So the other day, I was on, I think it was like Say Cheese. Shout out Sean Cotton. That's our boy. And I saw Young Blue DJ fucked up the set.
Yeah.
Played the wrong fucking song. Has that ever happened to you?
No, I don't.
You ever been on the set?
I don't do things like that.
You supposed to play India, then you play Jermaine.
No, I don't do
That ever
things
happened
like that. No, son. As far as I've ever gotten like that, it's like we have a set list. So Tink mostly she'll go through a set. She sometimes will skip a record, but she has a way of telling you when she talks up a record. She says certain things that let me know, okay, we're not playing this, we're playing this. And Durk does the same thing. Durk moves around and hits show a lot. He'll skip some records. But as far as him talking up a record, because that's what Blue did. He talked the record up. He basically told the DJ, I'm bringing Anne Marie out. So that right there would have told me, let me get the record with Anne Marie.
So he ain't get the record ready.
But
It was a girl.
It was a girl.
That was a girl. And she's an EDM DJ, I believe. She's not even a hip hop DJ.
Big.
Yeah. So she's not even in the hip hop world, so they could have been her nerves.
But it wasn't. But I just had this conversation before I picked you up. So Blue got 3 managers, right? Okay.
Is that normal? I know you got a road manager, business
no,
manager.
he got 3 business managers.
Oh,
but
okay.
you
He
got
make
to
a lot
think
of
how
money.
quick he came up.
Yeah, he make a lot
He came
of
up
money.
so quick, so instantly like, oh, yeah, we gonna handle this. You know what I mean? But this is the 3rd time that show has happened because it just got fucked up in LA. It just happened again, and I was at that show, and then it happened in Atlanta at Revolt because I was a speaker for Revolt, and you also have to have a relationship with your DJs. Though. You get what I'm saying? You have to have the chemistry, but as a manager, we was just you have to watch the show too. Like he's an artist, but as a manager, like something is going on. Either y'all not having rehearsals or the sound checks, or you not checking the computer. For the longest, I know exactly. Even me and Reese hadn't been around each other for like 4 or 5 years, but I still know I know every single thing he does and he doesn't do. And as soon as I got back with him, I know exactly. It's like, but you got these. You don't put an EDM DJ with the R&B damn near rap. You can't do that because her mode is so different. So she's not going to click on to what he's saying because EDM DJs don't deal with artists.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
They're the artists.
They're the artists. But yesterday was fucked up too. That was horrible for him. And so he losing money.
Hey, as a major DJ and or even like a big time manager, is it any type of responsibility for you guys to make sure that the artist knows anything about the business side of their?
Definitely.
Yeah. Is that something that a lot of Chicago artists lacking?
Yes.
You feel like?
Sure.
I don't know what they're doing now because I haven't really dealt with any, but I know that that was a big problem in the beginning with me because artists just don't want to take the time to learn.
Right.
So now I teach people like, okay, you need to have your ASCAP, you need to have your BMI, we're going to do it together. So you can't say nobody's stealing your money or your percentages or whatever because I'm about to teach you how to do your splits. Okay, so before you even deal with me, you need to consult with an attorney.
So what's the splits?
So the split,
That's
so
like
you have 100. So you have a song. It's 100% of a song, right? The DJ. The producer gets 50% of the song, right? So that leaves you 50%. So let's say if it was just you on the song, so that's 50-50. DJ,
so just you mean you the only writer?
You're the only writer. So that's 100% right there. Producer, artist. So now you come in and now you want to you got a hook. He did the hook. You were in the studio and you came up with, I want to fuck, right? Okay. But he did the hook. So the hook is the biggest percentage in a song because that's what you hear constantly.
Correct.
All the time. So when I first got in the game, I thought it was the verse that you get paid more off of. So this is me learning because I have to stay teachable. Okay? So now you have the person that did the hook. So the hook is damn near can be like between 25%. So now you got a verse. Well, you not a verse. You came up with some words. You get paid off of that too. So it could be 2%, 3%,
That's like points or
5%.
something.
Right.
Point system.
So now you have 25% for the hook. You have 3%. So whatever that is minus 50%, you're the artist. You're going to get the rest. Okay. Now you're with ASCAP. Right. Well, not really the crumbs. Like, it's so many ways for artists to get paid, and they just do not know it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so now the song that makes up the 100%. So you got your ASCAP. The producer has his BMI or whatever, but so he doesn't have anything set up. But you got your ASCAP or something set up, right?
Got your business together.
You got your business shit together, but this person doesn't have his stuff together. So now you register the song. His stuff goes in as an unknown artist, unless you talk to him and be like, listen, bro, do you have your shit set up? No. Well, you can go to ASCAP. You can shut your shit up for $100.
Right.
Da, 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 da. Now his business is in order. And so nobody takes the time to do that, because if you dealing with a fuck person, oh, you don't really know how to do that shit. I'm going to take 2, 3, 4, 5% off of this, off of that. And it doesn't have to be like that, but nobody takes the time to literally explain. And then what an artist to do is, I'm going to let the manager handle everything. Stop doing that shit. Learn your shit. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
learn your shit. And before, I'm handling everything. I was doing everything. And then I was still getting fucked in the end, because people would make up shit or think this because you didn't know your fucking business.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm thorough. I got money. I came in the game with money. So it has nothing to do with trying to take some money. But you don't even know that you could be getting paid off of fucking... You could just be in the studio, not saying nothing, and get paid. They don't even know, you know what I mean? Because nobody takes the time to explain, because they want to get over. So now what I do is, if you're an artist, what you're going to do with me is, you're going to pay me for a consultation. You're going to sit down. I'm going to teach you some shit for 2 hours, and you're going to be tired. Now, after I teach you, if you're tired and you still want to deal with me, then I know you about your shit and you ready. You get what I mean? But a lot of people... Because a lot of managers don't know that shit either. But I have one of the best attorneys in the game. I have I have a lot of mentors that I was able to like click on with, and they was able to teach me stuff. And then like just from mistakes that I've had, or like bullshit that I've went through, and I had to like go back and learn stuff. So now I'm trying to teach people like, listen, this is how you get your money. You don't even have to you don't have to be this big ass artist to make a bag. I've been on, all of my artists have been on every TV show that you can imagine, because of syncing licensing. But niggas just be thinking shit.
What's that? What's the thing?
Hold on.
She dropping them gems. Go ahead.
Y'all gonna pay me for that? No, but no, but syncing licensing is when you can get your music license behind, like, okay, so one of our shows is Insecure. So like, when a show comes on and they play like a segment of your music,
10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds can get you $7,000, depending on how you negotiate. I just had a situation with NBC.
Shout out to Hard Knock. We putting that together. You already know it.
But like, anything can come your way. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a mainstream artist to check a bag. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to. One of my artists, she's one of my smaller artists, but she's been working with Kanye for months, and she's the loudest singer. And she's checking the bag. You know what I'm saying? And she's an amazing artist, but she's checking the bag off of being a fucking background singer and getting her shit together. So I just think that music is always going to be what it is, but at the end of the day, learn how to make more money. Google is free.
It is.
You get what
That's
I'm
our
saying?
biggest thing.
Get on Clubhouse. I'm one of the biggest moderators on Clubhouse. Get on Clubhouse and listen and learn and ask questions and get with some of these DJs. Like, a lot of managers don't even know this, and this is like a free jewel that somebody taught me.
Hold on. To even watch this, we're going to get $59.99 to watch this. We'll work out that spreadsheet later. We need $59.99 for all our
But let me
subscribers.
tell y'all, so I charge, I'm putting this out there, I charge $2,600 a month for me to do consultations for artists, right?
You work.
I charge $1,700 for 2 hours just for us to sit and have a conversation, right? So a manager comes in the game, you gotta have some tenure. You have to have worked with a Reese or a Dave, or you have to be acclimated some type of way. As as a manager, you dealing with an up and coming artist, and let's say that he's an up and coming artist, but you know he's finna pop. You just know it. Your spirit feel it. You see how people gravitate to him. That email is full. You know what I'm saying? He's smelling himself a little bit. Oh, okay, he's finna pop. But he's not making no money right now. As a manager, and somebody that's huge in the game told me this, when you have a new artist, you have a conversation with the artist. Listen, we're not making no money, but I'm doing all this fucking work. Every song that you make, do you mind giving me 3% or 5% on the publishing? Because you're not making shit right now. And as that record spins, I'm not making no money, but goddammit, every time you need me to come somewhere or go somewhere or get your ass out of jail or whatever, that is eventually, because you got to think, once it starts happening, you don't get paid for a year anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if the song picks up and it kicks off, now you're getting paid for the rest of your life.
So those are royalties.
Those are royalties for you. So
residual income.
Yeah.
For the people that don't know.
So you want to, but that's when you have that type of, like, when you can have that conversation. So for me, I can have them type of conversations because you ain't gonna tell me. Why would you tell me no? Look what I've done. Like, look who I know. Look who I'm affiliated with.
My resume speak for itself.
Yeah, but you have to get to that level. But people be thinking like, oh, to be a manager, it's like this big ass. It's fun. This shit is hard.
Yeah.
Work. It's very tiresome. It takes away from a lot of stuff. But those are just like little nooks that I've learned that's why I'm not pressed to work with an artist. I don't give a fuck.
So we only came up with a $60 budget. So
you came up with 60.
We're gonna go with Reese right now.
So Rick, hold on. That's
$60 budget right now.
I'm free though, man.
No. You can bring your tab. We gonna invoice you too. How can a DJ get in the game and be like Reese? Be a tour DJ? So is it a difference between? That's two questions, right? How can you be like Reese and be a DJ and be successful, not have a car in Chicago, but still got the cribs, take care of your kids, got the bag? Then, is it a difference between a tour DJ and a club DJ?
Okay.
Because the tours is where the money is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
All right. So, first, whenever somebody say, I want to be like you, I always say, be better than me.
Right.
So, don't be like me.
But you're a great example.
I'm sure.
Mike
But,
would never tell
I
me
did
about
go
that.
through some things to get where I was. Like, my situation is a little different. DJing was something I always knew how to do. I was 11 years old, so I've been knowing how to DJ. It took me facing 4 to 14 before I then took it serious in 2000. In 1998.
Let's do it.
4 to 14.
Yeah, I was facing 4 to 14 from a drug raid.
Okay.
So,
Ex-B-boy?
yeah, I had to ask God,
My nigga.
make me do something.
I fuck with him, man.
So, I was dating this girl at the time, and she would wonder why I would come in at night at 10 every night, count my money, and turn Ferris on. She was like, why you always listen to the radio? I said, because I used to DJ, so I like listening to the mixes. So I'd be in there, count my money, putting the money up, getting some more work, get ready to go back out after Ferris get done. So that Christmas, she brought me some turntables. I had got raided right before that. So I knew my time was up. I was kind of like Ace. Mine was all in 1 year.
So you were selling what? Bootleg CDs or that dog?
I was selling that.
Right.
But my shit came in a rise so quick. I wasn't a drug dealer over a bunch of years. My shit came like, it was summer, and shit, by the end of the summer, I was the man.
Right.
My shit didn't last long.
That's what straight
I wasn't selling drugs a long time. My shit was like maybe 12 months. But I didn't get caught. I got caught because somebody first 48'd me. So I got back into the DJing. Mine was a little different. My situation was a little different. I took it as it saved my life, so I gave it everything. So my kids went without because I wasn't making the money. I didn't have all the time because I was out of town or chasing this or chasing that. So being like me was a little different. I guess, per se. It's different for everybody. So I get what you were saying.
Without no struggle, ain't no progress.
Right. tour DJing as opposed to club DJing, definitely. I had already set in my mind I wanted to DJ in front of thousands of people. So that was always my goal. My goal was to be on a big stage and platform. I didn't know if I was going to be with an artist or it was just going to be me up there rocking out and the people listening to me. So my goal was set.
Yesterday was big for you. Yesterday.
Yeah, coming to
I saw
the
you with your
crib.
2-4 jersey, your Kobe jersey. You know what I'm saying? Your Kobe jersey. Yeah.
With the Kobe.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Kobe. We love Kobe, man.
Absolutely. So, yeah, tour DJing, it definitely must, well, financially it's better than DJing in the club. But it's a lot more room for error. So, it's a greater risk of error in tour DJing than it is a club. In the club, you can mess up a blend, the party gonna keep going, everybody look at the DJ like, oh, you fucked up. You mess up on stage, now the artist, you putting his career or her career in jeopardy because you ain't doing something right. You got to know how to troubleshoot too. If something go wrong, you got to know how to fix it. You got to be able to, okay, what just happened? All right, boom, let me plug this in, or let me unplug this and let me reroute this. You got to be able to do that. That's what you get paid the money for, to troubleshoot. When something go wrong, you don't get paid for everything to go right as a tour DJ. You get paid for when it go wrong, what your ass gonna do?
So basically, knowing your craft and beyond that, you need to know the system, this track board, you need to know all
you need to know a lot of technical things when you're tour DJing, because you're up there, you know, now Durk is doing 55 minutes an hour sometimes. You're up there a long time, and you got to make sure things run. Now, he has production staff, but at the same time, sometimes it's just me and him, and I got to make sure it's right. So the room for error is.
So your first time on stage in front of a large audience, was you nervous as shit?
Yeah, I still get nervous. I get nervous to DJ in the club before I was doing for a tour.
That's when you.
I still used to get nervous in the club. Yeah, and I hope that feeling never went away. You know what I'm saying? Because once that feeling go away, then you get caught.
That's why a lot of people. That's why a lot of people still was chasing the high because they wanted that first high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why they graduated from cocaine to dope, from dope to meth. You know what I'm saying? Because they want that high. So that's a great feeling.
Yeah, I still get nervous. I still worry and be like, oh, shit.
So that's a good thing for you, though.
Absolutely.
So last night was one of those moments.
Last night was. I don't know how to explain last night. I was in a zone last night. Like
Everybody.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It just felt like, one of the feelings I had when I was up there and I was looking out at everybody. I used to DJ on my block at 4:00 every day. I would open that on 77th and Carpenter.
Okay.
So I would open up all the windows and stick a speaker in the window and just DJ, and everybody would sit on their porches and just listen to me DJ. So I pictured that, and that's what I thought I was doing yesterday. It felt like I was in my living room and all my friends were just sitting there.
In the moment. Right?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. The feeling and how things it moves slow. Like,
So tell me, like, how do your kids treat you? Because you got a boy and a girl.
I have 3 biological kids, boys, 3 boys, and I have 3 girls from previous relationships I was in, and they were little girls.
So 6
big girls. So they not my girls, but
they're your girls.
They my girls.
Oh, yeah, they your girls.
So yeah, I got 6.
So how do they treat you knowing that daddy just came home with Smirky on?
From Durk.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like,
do they want to hear the stories? They ask you all types of questions.
The two youngest do. They always asking questions. What are you doing? They'll call me when they see they see the flyer. I'll post a flyer or something. They'll call me. What you doing, Dad?
Yeah.
What you doing? What's back? Who's that behind you? They want to see them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
I want to ask a question. What's the craziest moment you had on tour that nobody ever you be like, whoa, this some outlandish, this some other
Positive.
We gonna say positive.
Yeah, well,
anything.
People make I tell people all the time.
He don't care.
They may think I'm living so crazy DJ life. It's not that. I go do the show, come back to the hotel. Everybody go their separate way. I go to my room, bro. I just be in my room. I watch South Park, all night. I overdose on South Park.
Keep up with them.
I don't know why I like cartoons. I just be watching it. I just be in my room, so I don't have those kind of moments that people be.
But Tay said the same thing on the security side. He said everybody tell me like security for a rapper is all that. Like, yeah, like
hey DJ Reese, do you have the space to be an official DJ for another artist of Durk caliber at this? Like,
yeah, I've had offers.
Oh, okay.
I had the what Durk paying you off. Talk.
No, but do you have the space to be more than?
Dude.
No, not the back door type. Like just like if you got more than one job, do you have the space to be like, I got three artists?
Tink and Durk.
Oh,
I juggle both of them.
Yeah,
I juggle both of them. It worked out for a lot of years, so I never missed nothing.
Yeah.
And then when they got busy, like I say, I was off from Durk for 3 years because Tink had got, she had got signed, she had got busy. And then when I came back on to Durk in 2018, it still worked out. But now Durk situation is it's a lot more moving parts. Mm-hmm. Not saying that Tink's show is not an amazing show or it's a big show, but it's a little different doing R&B than it is doing a rap show, But me and Tink could not do a show for 20 years almost, and I think we can get right on stage and it'd be like we just been doing it forever. Like me and her, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. So, how was it being a basketball mom now? Because I heard you just speak on about retiring. Because it sounds like you finna get a game up. Did you finna get a game up right now?
It sounds like it.
I don't know.
See?
I don't know. I
don't think you're finna get a game.
No, I'm real careful about even saying that because I don't want God to I'm manifesting my life, so He just know that I'm tired, and then every time I say I'm tired, it's like, but I put you on this earth to do this. So I'm very careful about that. But I really want to get into sports management.
She give it a game up.
No.
She give it a game up.
I'm not.
They sound like sports management.
No.
Different ball game.
I just think with Kamari, it was like how Ashley was. Like nobody can manage my kid's career. So now I do speak to like agents, and I'm doing all of that now. And he just got his third offer. So sports management is just as risky as music management because you have to go out there and outsource clients, and you know what I'm saying.
But it's different because literally, you really are the sacrifice. God put you through everything that you was going through right now so you can be able to get them babies the knowledge. So now, guess what? Your son don't need a sports agent. He got LEM. And that stands for what?
That's the fuck up. That's what it stands for. No,
it stands for what? What that stands for?
Lyrical Eyes Management.
Thank you. So guess what? I believe you finna get a game up. And that's what he had designed for you. You ain't gave it up.
It's still management.
It's still management, but guess what?
Bigger checks.
It's about your babies. So now, guess what?
It is.
His money not getting stolen. Yeah. He got one of the smartest people in the game on his team, and he trusts that person. Guess what? That's his mom.
Yeah.
So rap, that was just for you to play around. You got cuts on your eyes. You got beat up. You got abused. You got talked about. But now, you finna really take over the world. I feel like that about you because I've been watching you for so long, and I know your work, and I know what it takes to manage artists. That is not easy. So if you finna babysit, you finna babysit the boy that's 33 in the country right now, right? See,
I don't know. No.
She still ain't co-signing. She still ain't standing.
Because she just love music.
I am music, and I just feel like for my son, like now. I can't explain Kamari. Like y'all know.
Explain it to us.
Like
we got time.
I don't know how to explain
get you another drink, man. We got time.
I don't really know how to explain.
Let her break this
break it down to us.
We good.
He don't want to drink. He trying to burn fat. We gaming. We don't care.
Do some push-ups on set and have a drink. That's it.
I don't really know how to explain it. I just know that I've always been a team mom. I've always been the team mom. And I've always had I've always been the house where all of the boys come stay at my house.
Right.
I'm always the person that they pack their big ass bodies into my car. And so now that he's in Miami and he's doing his own thing, one of my business partners is Chauncey, and he's from Chicago. I don't know if y'all know him, but he worked with Suge and Tupac and Biggie over at Death Row. So he manages.
I gotta look him up.
Damien, what's the little short dude that's on Shark Tank? Damian Billard.
Damian
Damian Brass. Yeah, so he manages him.
I knew something.
So that's who Kamari stays with in Miami.
Oh,
They've been taking care of him and his mindset.
He's
Basketball mom, I smell it.
So
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's sharp.
before you give it up,
I'm not giving.
oh right. That's him putting it in.
No, before she put it to the side.
Before you have to make that decision, as meeting artists, can you kind of like tell if an artist would want to pick the glitz and the glamour versus your consultation?
Instantly.
Because it's different. I know of artists that some would rather take the glitz and the glamour, the fame over the consultation and the knowledge.
Yeah, you deal with artists that look at it and they see it as a whole, like, oh, this is pretty, or I want to be in this, or I need to be the limelight of it. So if you're doing all of that, then you're not willing to put the work in behind it. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I only deal with festival artists. Now that's one thing. I only deal with artists that I know I can put on that stage. So every time I see Durk on a big ass stage, it's like I just be like,
I've been saw it.
God damn, like, damn, I saw that, and that's what it got. And even though he has other management that's amazing now, you know, it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? Same thing with Tink.
Credit
like,
for that eye. You got that eye.
Right,
You like,
you know,
I saw it in 2011.
Yeah, I knew it.
yeah.
I always said that when I listened to his music, I was like, these other rappers are good, but he gonna be
Durk is a
great.
musician.
Like he always had that thing that'll switch over. Even though he was going through what he was going through, like, okay, he gonna rap about his pain and struggles, and I'm like, but he making music too though.
I saw
But
him.
that's what I'm saying. I
saying?
understand. Durk is he's smart,
He like
but
Kanye to
he's
me.
like a musician. Like I don't know how to explain that. Like he's an artist, a full fledged. Like this song he just did with this
With the country guy.
That's dope.
Durk is amazing.
That's dope.
And I think people underestimate him because of what they've seen or heard or whatever. But
He had the country guy rapping like him. I'm like,
Yeah, come on.
whoa.
I got on like 3 years ago. I used to make jokes because I got on him late, and then I used to be like, he top 5 female artists. Then I started listening to Durk, like really listen, because I know how to listen, and I just gave it up to him. Like, damn, he really top 3 Chicago artists.
Because you really got to think about it. He been in the game for a decade.
He almost on his future.
He at the highs of the pinnacle right now.
Yeah,
A lot of
crazy,
artists can't be in the game 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been in fashion music, but I give respect to Fashion Geek. They've been 20 years. To still be around 20 years
relevant.
right now, it's hard.
But that's dope knowing what us as a culture knowing, not probably knowing him personally, but we know his people and the culture. So just knowing how close we know where they come from, just see him, like Future is like, damn, now I see, like, damn, people really did used to know Jay-Z and look at him. That's how I be thinking when I think of Durk, Lil Herb, Polo, I just be like, damn.
Hey man, when you look at Durk, you really witnessing a person that mastered his craft. He perfected his sound. That sound can't get no better. You know what I'm saying? I agree.
His sound.
Once I saw the record with Drake, shouldn't gone. Life finna change.
All he has is game.
House probably was finna get repossessed at that
Game
moment.
banging ass little niggas. Yeah,
Drake
he
come
went
along
crazy.
at that time,
It was over with.
life changed.
Yeah.
Literally, that life changed the moment for him. You know what I'm saying? And with y'all being right there, we appreciate y'all. And the reason why I say that because it takes strong individuals to be around, to not be around, then be back around, then be around, because it be so much up and down shit with artists. You know what I'm saying? And being in the game myself, I learned that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just part of the game.
You've been through shit too, though. You've been through shit in this shit. Like, you listen.
I definitely been through some
management.
Because I've been in his, I've jumped in Dave's a couple times. Stop doing this. Stop. But it's just, this shit is like, it just make you appreciate like the people that's been in this shit. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be like, oh, okay, I'm related to him and I'm related to him and these my people. I think that's what, now that I'm older and now that I'm looking back to like, what would I tell Lyrical in 2012? You know what I mean? Like, what would I have done different? I don't really know. It's some stuff that I know that I probably would not have touched in terms of like people, but for me, it's like, I always want to get an artist to where he's at. You know, I always want to see in an artist like, okay, in 10 years, because I tell my son all the time, you play for the Lakers. You just ain't there yet. You know what I mean? Like I tell Ashley all the time, like, you gonna perform at Coachella. They just ain't booked you yet. It's coming.
Right,
You know what I mean? You
coming.
gotta speak that shit.
You got to talking.
You know what I mean?
So Reese, is it any young DJs that you do you ever take a look back at young people in your field and be like, he got it?
Yeah, a few DJs.
He got it.
I think I like Mile High a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's our boy right there. He did all our pool parties, fashion shows.
for real.
Mile High, that's our boy. He's like Mac, wear nothing but black. Shout out to him. That's our boy right there.
And I like Amaris a lot.
Marvin.
So yeah.
He on wall right there.
Yeah, I pay
You,
attention.
now, I want you to feel the type of way. You gonna go up there, lyrical. You gonna go up there.
Okay.
It's
There
so
ain't
much.
no space, man.
Man, we taking it right down right here.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, I told you that the other day.
You did.
That would be
Yeah,
fun.
Gary going up there.
You did.
Everybody going up there.
I bought DJ Reese a bottle before in the club. I didn't even know him. He don't even know me.
Yeah.
That's just what I do. Cause I do.
You got what you buy?
Some Hennessy.
Yeah.
You know that shit
They
ain't
don't drink that shit,
$45.
though.
I don't know what they drink. I just do it. That's what I do. You know. And Marvin.
That's the rubber band, man.
I do that with all DJs. I don't even meet them or nothing until afterwards.
So you say Mile High. What makes Mile High different than that you say, okay, I see that in you? What make that
Mile High.
different?
What I like his music selection and his transitions.
Yeah.
He's not one dimensional. You know, he can. You know, it's like I call it the Bulu master.
Yeah, Bulu is tough.
Yeah,
Tough.
he can know how to go from one extreme to another. So that music selection, because that's how I was taught. We use a lot of music. My mother she had everything. So
I mean, one of my favorite DJs was Tim Buck.
oh yeah, Tim taught me how.
Tim
to
get in the club. Oh my
He
god.
taught me how. Now, when I first started out in the club in 2000, mind you, I was already in my late 20s. Tim Buck was 18.
You ain't got to tell us your
Well,
age.
he was 18.
He's 28, ladies.
He wasn't even old enough to be in the club. So he would have to stand outside until it was his time to come in and set up and then DJ. Yeah, they wouldn't even let him in early. So he was the closer, so the club closed at 2. And I was the opener. And then I would do a lot of things wrong. I was fresh off the block. I didn't know how to DJ in the club. My friend, Deuce, from Fife Deuce.
Oh yeah, dude. Shout out
We
to
from
Deuce.
the same block.
Boy right there.
So Deuce came home from the joint.
That's what they Kobe jersey for.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. My bad.
And Deuce started throwing parties. So I was like, man, I've been practicing DJing. Can I DJ your parties? He said, yeah. So he teamed me up with Timbo too. And Timbo taught me how to DJ in the club. Because I did not know. I'm in there playing all our music at 10 o'clock. He like, slow down, bro. Relax. You gotta do.
You trying to make your mark.
Man, I'm doing this cold. I'm doing it. And that's how I learned about reoccurring hits and that kind of thing, music selection. Timbo taught me that at 18. I was an 18-year-old teaching me how to do that.
Yeah, man, Timber was tough.
Y'all don't play gospel. I'll be playing some gospel music if I was.
When the fight break
You want to have a club.
I guarantee
You want to have no club?
Oh, you know he used to do that to T-Rail.
DJ T-Rail?
Yeah,
See,
anytime.
I ain't even know that.
Gospel
I used to
music?
manage T-Rail.
That's what you
banging
want to
ass gospel.
clear the whole fucking
That's
club
what
out
you
right
used to
now.
No, that's for the slow
You gonna play
music.
some house music.
No, you got to
After
play
playing
gospel. You got to be slick with the raw rap gospel, like the Kirk Franklin and shit, the new gospel.
When we drunk, we do listen to anything.
That's what I'm saying.
You right.
You motherfuckers start footworking, Holy Ghost.
And then we see the video the next day, we like, damn,
I'm
we was
trying
on
to tell
Kirk
you.
Franklin last night.
It's right there. New
Hey,
shit.
hey, look, so you said you've been in Atlanta for what, 5-6 years?
6
4
years.
months if you count the time.
I got a cap or no cap question for you.
Okay.
Is Chicago food better than Atlanta?
What? I come home twice a month to eat.
Cap or no cap?
Harold?
No cap.
No
Harold, shout out to Harold.
Wait, can I
Shout out to our
say
sponsor.
something? The Harold's in Atlanta to me is better than any of the Harold's up here. I'm
One of
sorry.
them. Not all of
Wait,
them.
hold on, hold on.
One of them.
Edgewood,
They-
one in
There's
Atlanta.
one fact. But hold on. We got.
But they from here.
No, they from here.
They were from here. No
Hey,
cap
look,
on that
but all
one.
of them
Zabo, we said that too. We was down there.
No, we didn't say Harold's. I say it's the food.
No, the food in Atlanta is ass.
So you trying to tell me? So the Harold's on 35th and Indiana.
I'm sorry.
We said
They
we was
it's
down
the
there.
number one Harold's in the country out of 60 something
All right,
Harold's.
well,
No, look it up. You gotta look it up.
Okay,
You said cap
all
for no reason
the Harold's in Atlanta.
because you got a cap on.
The Harold's in Atlanta, they smacking compared to up here.
Which one we was at? The one across from the car wash thing.
Edgewood.
The one
That's
in Miami is there too.
Yeah.
You know, we was in there like we like
That's
damn.
when I ate
hold
chicken.
on.
G. Don't we ain't talking about when I ate chicken.
They got a whole-
But we still was like
But
damn.
They got a whole vibe in there, don't they?
But
They got a
but then that's the
vibe.
thing in Atlanta. Atlanta do too much. Like it's a whole club. Like I just want to eat. They want to. They want to do. Too
But you know
much.
we got that here. We
Yeah, I
got
don't like it. I
I
ain't
don't
like
like
it though.
it. Like,
Yeah,
leave
they
it
got
alone. Like,
they back there twerking
y'all
literally
trying to
while I'm
do some
ordering
shit.
some fucking wings. It was weird.
But the Harold's in Miami on Washington is very good. I just met the owner over there. And he was cool. He's from Chicago too. But the food in Atlanta is ass, and I don't care who got
If
something.
the Harold's too clean, I don't want it. It's sad as hell. It gotta be a dirty ass.
No, it gotta have crackheads in it.
gotta-
For real.
The dirty, the cook gotta be dirty.
I mean,
If Auntie
Yeah,
at
it's
the window,
ugly.
Like on selling
if Auntie at the window, if Auntie at the window ain't
That was
not
the one. Look.
I don't want that here.
Nah, it
I
ain't
don't want
right.
that here.
But Atlanta Harold's, they different.
Yeah, the whole
they
guy
from here, right?
all of them.
When you said 77 in Copland,
But they not dirty, but they shit. See, they took the Chicago flavor down there.
The thing about Harold's anywhere besides Chicago is they have to prove a point where they're at. So maybe that's why the food is that,
You know
that
what?
Harold's is
Right.
so good because there's so many Chicago people everywhere. Then when you go in there, the first thing you say is, "I'm from Chicago." So like, don't give me no skimpy shit.
Right, right,
What
exactly.
about Uncle
Yeah,
Remus?
yeah.
That's a West Side shit, or you like Uncle Remus?
I ain't never ate that shit.
Man, dude did for like 3 days straight. I don't think we ever ate it
Yeah,
again.
Uncle Rim is good, but
We was
Harold's is what I grew up on. So
we ate
So
it.
see, we grew up on Harold too. Uncle Remus dropping
But I
the
was
check
even
for us.
eating Uncle Remus. We went to Uncle Remus like 3 days straight, and I'm
They
telling him, I'm
double
like,
check.
bro, this like some, I'm like, this, I'm eating the mild sauce. I'm like,
still
bro,
a manager now.
what I tell you though? I'm like, I know what this is as I'm eating it. I'm like, man, it's fucking sweet and sour sauce, bro. This ain't no mild sauce. And we went like 3 days straight, never went again. I don't even know how we went on 47.
47, yeah.
We never went again. Went like
Chicago's
3 days
better for
straight.
everything. Like I have to give it to mine. If I want to move, I've been thinking about moving back up here.
Cause he finna play for the Bulls.
I've been thinking about moving back.
Her
up
son
here.
finna play for the Bulls, man.
Like you can't find.
She
a
knows
man.
something that we don't know.
No, yeah. Well, he
See?
gonna play for whatever.
Well, he was a wild boy because you mentioned
No, he
something
wasn't
about
wild.
because you mentioned something like alive, and I'm
No,
like,
I'm just I'm in the industry, so because he's like,
okay.
you know what I mean? It's
I
just
get
that
it. I get you.
I just wanted him to have a prosperous life, and I know you can get caught up in bullshit
Yeah, okay.
down there. So, but no, Atlanta's just not it for me. I need
So
a
the
man. I wanna live my life.
Your dog is a,
Fuck my
what kind of dog you
I
got?
have a pocketbook.
So you gotta get like a pit bull.
I
You gotta
have
get
he's
some big
mixed
ass
with
like
he's
you gotta
mixed
get one
with
of
a
them.
bull. He's one of them
damn.
short, stocky.
Oh yes, you gotta get a purse dog then, little ass
So the
dog.
name Lyrical, where did that come from?
Because I'm a poet, and my poetry spoken word name was Lyrical.
And you know it.
So you still write poetry?
I haven't in years.
You ghostwriting for any artist?
No, but I've sung hella backgrounds amongst hella people's projects for harmony.
Can we get a few metaphors, similes? Just a few metaphors, a few similes,
No.
2 bars.
She needs some
That's
tea, man.
crazy,
Need
man.
some tea?
That's crazy. Can't even get a poem. Damn.
No, that's a
Go
dope
buy my
name.
book, though.
Right when I heard that
Yeah,
name,
I support.
So, you live where now? Because he asked you about the car.
Well, I got a car
He said
now.
no.
You staying in A2?
Yeah, I stay on the outside, like in the suburb.
What kind of car you got now?
I got a Cherokee.
I got one too.
Jeep, yeah.
I'm like, I ain't got you that.
You know how to put the gas in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't do him.
He waiting on dudes to come out at the gas station. That was a long time ago. This shit ain't going down.
Yeah. So yeah, I live in Georgia too, but I don't live in the city.
You like living in Georgia?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Everybody love like the South, but
See, that's how
I'm a
I feel.
city slicker.
Right, I ain't
I'm a city slicker, man.
Sure.
I really want to go down there where my
me.
ancestors was getting hung. And I ain't picking no kind. They still do that down there. So me being a city slicker, I go down there. Mosquitoes big as hell.
No,
I
it's
really
not,
ain't.
Dave. Not
They
you.
are.
No, it's not.
I'm making up shit.
Yes. They ain't picking
I
cotton.
really came home like I had. Gee, I came home like I had chicken pox one time. Mosquito bites were so big, so the country scared me. I ain't gonna lie.
You DJing down there?
No, I don't really.
Atlanta is the
I ain't
place to
really
just
going
live.
there.
You don't go outside.
Mosquitoes
Mosquitoes big.
I'm at the crib.
Mosquitoes big. You stay in the house down there.
I'm at the crib.
What made you move down there? Was it like
Well, I wanted to change, but at the same time, Dirk wanted me to come down there.
Okay, your kids with you, or they still here?
No, Mom, I'm not gonna let him. You know, my son he's on his way to high school. I'm hoping
That's a good
that
thing.
we can come to an agreement, but
It's gonna happen.
you know, a mother's not gonna part with her children. But,
Yeah.
That's a tough move with kids.
yeah, but my kids were born in Georgia because she used to live. Well,
Oh, okay.
2 of my kids were.
She's like, now you want to go to Georgia?
Yeah, so, it's tripped out. But,
Over that FBI raid. What you talking about?
Right, so Dirk wanted you down there. Why did he want you down there?
well, the bigger a situation get, you get your pieces together and just kind of
Build a team.
So when it's time to move, we already in the same city, ready to go. You don't have to send a flight for me in Chicago to be somewhere that
That's good chemistry.
I'm already with them, and then we just gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of an easier thing.
So I want to touch on something, man. I know that both of y'all, like me, I've known Dirk since 2011. Him and Nikki used to pull up. I stayed on Drexel 4130. Losing D-Thing, Chino, like how's life been like since that happened? Like, cause y'all been with them when I remember they used to be in 4-6 and around Zoo and them all the time. You know this, Chino, SB, D-Thing, and you know this when they was really like pushing Dirk and they was taking it around people. Like, how has life been for y'all? Like, you know, how did that affect y'all everyday living? Like losing them too.
I mean, if, you know, you want the guys to be there when it's the growth, and when you're in the streets, you accept that. You know, you accept it differently than other people. Than other people will accept it. I will say this: like when I lost my mother in 2018, my career took off. Kind of like it just went crazy, and you have to look at it as. I think those are the people that are making this happen. Yeah. So I believe D-Thing is there with Chino, and they're making these things happen. I look at it that way.
That's a good way.
Because that's the one thing we can't avoid it. Like that's the one thing you're gonna do in life. You're gonna die. Yeah. So you just accept it a little different now. As far as Dirk, I just asked him, how you doing today? Good. And just let him tell me what it is. I don't really see him, you know, it's not a break. He don't go in corners, break down, and that kind of thing. He may do that on his own time, I don't know. But in front of us, he's strong. He's putting on a strong front. So I don't know privately what's going on with him.
Because I know, like, when you're around artists, like, they family, they problems, we discussed it before, like, they become your family. They become your problem.
Yeah, I miss D-Thing. I miss him a lot. Like, when I sat on the edge of my bed and cried all day about Chino. And it was weird because the same way with Chino and D-Thing is, we had just had a conversation. Like, it was like, I talked to D-Thing on Tuesday and he gave me all the things he told me to do this week. He was like, you need to do this, you need to do this, I want you to do this. And I was like, okay, I'll have it all done. By the next time I talk to you, I'll have it all done. And then came Saturday. That was Tuesday, and then came Saturday.
And what's crazy is he talked to everybody on that Tuesday. Remember, because I had talked to you because he had called me.
He must have made his rounds that day.
He called me, and I was
giving out orders.
Nordstrom.
Do this.
He was arguing. We was arguing with sister because you know they hold a lingo and talk. I'm like, what are you talking? What are you saying? But we had just had a whole conversation. Yeah, all that shit. Like, bro, please speak English. But I just that he called me on that day too. So. You know, it's like the lifestyle that you're in.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what can you say or what can you do, and it's hurtful. But like I think when I found out about D-Thing, I was so because I wasn't part of Dirk's situation. I wasn't back yet. I was always part of his life because I deal with the kids and Nikki. You know what I mean? But I wasn't back. But when I got the call, actually. When I found out about it on Instagram, the first person I called was Seven. Me and him were cool. And I just was like, D-Thing was my brother still checked on me, still checked on the kids, asked about Kamari basketball and stuff. And it was just like, my soul was so hurt for Durk, because it's like, okay, now what? Like, god damn.
How many hits could you take? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I felt like, is this it? Like, what? You know what I mean? I thought this was it.
And still managed to have a successful career because the business don't stop.
That push certain people. It breaks certain people down, and it elevates certain people though. You know.
But what I don't understand in deep thing case is this, right? Because it happened outside a nightclub, right? I don't understand, like, why would you... maybe it's not for me to understand. I don't understand why would you still be in the city, especially in a nightclub.
I mean, we can't really understand that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part of the situation I can't grasp. You know what I'm saying? Like...
It's always going to be something unusual with that. If you think about it. Think about... You might know somebody like... Be like, man, he never used to go down that way.
That's fact.
Why that day he picked it? You know, it's God gonna,
that's
you know, he gonna do it.
Energy don't lie.
You know,
I agree
he's just gonna do what he do, and you just don't question it.
That's it.
You don't question it, and it just happened. That's the way it happened. And D-Thing was, you know, D-Thing loves Chicago, man. It's his home.
Yeah.
You know,
he always came back, man. And another thing that I noticed is like, to be the Durk, like, you gotta be strong.
You do.
That's a different Durk got a different type of, because I'm so spiritual, but like he has a different type of oil that's on him that I don't think that nobody understands. You know what I mean? It's like the life that he's in is a life that God has, like, that this is what you're doing. Now, you either gonna figure this out, like, whatever, you know what I mean? But this is like, I feel like with D-Thing, like, D-Thing lives his life. You know what I mean? When you gone, your purpose is over. When you served your purpose. And I think I'm so happy that he was able to see Durk consistently moving. And even though Durk is he's peaking now, but D-Thing was on that peak with him. He saw all of that. He saw the, like, QC parties.
You know where it was going.
You know what I mean? He saw stuff. He manifested stuff that's happening now for him. But it's like, I just think Durk got just a different type of a hug around him that God got placed on him, and I think that he's supposed to be that poster child for you to see, like, you can fuck up or you can be a fuck up and you can change. And I think we've all seen, like, even with certain things of how he's moving with songs. And I used to, now that is something I stayed on him with, even though I wasn't a part of it. You know, it's like all of that. Like, just I think that he just grew. You got kids, and these babies is growing up, and you got Lolo that's rapping, and Zayden that's he finna be a rapper, and Demir, you know what I mean? And so
that's the one that was rapping all the songs.
Because what I've been hearing him speak a lot more, because he's a Muslim, right? I've been hearing that more and more in his music, talking about
and that's good.
Absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm growing.
He's growing.
Yeah.
You can't stop a person from growing. Just like you can't stop, you can't not listen to good music. You know what I mean? Even if you don't fuck with a person, if they got some good music, something on your body finna move. Whether it be a finger,
ops be lying, certain music.
You certain stuff you don't listen to.
I agree.
Yeah.
So do that make y'all more protective? Like, you see him going through what he went through, like, nah, y'all can't touch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't touch dirt.
Meaning, like, when people come around, like...
I mean, in your role that you play, like, even the business-wise, like, nah, y'all...
Just protect.
I'm
protective. Just protective.
What you're saying. Yeah.
I feel like I'm always gonna be a big sister. I'm not in his business sector. I'm with the drummer, which I handle the business, and I help with the band. You know what I mean? But I think from a big sister standpoint, I never looked at Durk as, like, how other people look at him, like he's the superstar or whatever. Yeah. I always look at him like, that's my brother. You know what I mean? Like, when I was going through that shit with Timberland, like, that nigga popped up at my house and made me get up out the bed and, hey, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna be good. When knew that I was with him. You know what I mean? It was just like so much stuff that I feel like I have a relationship with him that is outside of all this glitz and glamour stuff, and I think that that's important, that we love on him for who he is versus what he's becoming. That's why he's so comfortable, because he knows, like, oh, that's just lyrical. She ain't whatever. You know what I mean? He's protected by Reese in a whole different. That's his brother. And you can tell by how, like, even that picture you posted today on Instagram, and you was like, we talked before
we have
everything. Like, he trusts the fuck out of Reese. and he know that he okay when he on that stage. You know that even if it's nothing's gonna happen to him. No
When
matter
I talk to him, I wish people could talk to him like I can. And you will see, like you'll get the feeling like that I get when I talk to him. You know what I mean? Like I say, I still learn. He's way younger than me, and I learn from him. Like I wish sometimes I can just sit there and just. But it's so many. He whisked him in this room. He got to do an interview. He got to do this. He got to do. He always on the go, so I never can get him all the time. Me and him, we have our little moments, but I sometimes I just wish I could just sit with him all day and just like an old head. Like if he was an old it's like talking to an old head sometimes. That's how it is. Like if people can get to know Durk out, you know what I'm saying, outside of the music. Yeah. You'll be in love with him.
You'll be surprised.
Like, wow.
You'll be so surprised. It's just like you'll be so surprised that these niggas is really like fucking funny as hell.
Cool as hell.
Cool as shit. Like,
you human at the end.
Come from where we come from, we kind of understand it overall, but the fans don't really know what y'all saying.
Yeah.
Like we get it. But on a good energy note, DJ Reese, can you tell him to remix "Shawty My Fiance"?
This would be the perfect time.
You work on that with him.
Right, that'd be a good
Try
idea.
to find something with Durk and something like
India
India,
Part
something.
Five.
Take the age out. You got to figure out how to rhyme India with Durk and something. Just tell him, man. Just work on that.
Hey, Reese, what's the biggest record you ever broke? Like, well, I ain't gonna say the biggest record. Well, I can't
No, that's
say
a good question. That's valid.
What record did you break from a regular nigga and that shit just went from the credit?
Well, L's Anthem was one of them. I can claim that one. And there's a lot of records I can say that I broke, and I won't get the credit for it.
No,
but
we can say that. I broke
Nah, we know.
L's Anthem is the one that I can claim. It's a video out of that one. So, I want to say I always tell people the story about Future.
So let's say it. Let me hear.
Remember we went to Atlanta.
You broke Treat Me Like Somebody.
Yeah, Treat Me Like Somebody.
That was me.
Well, the Tink and Dirk records was easy. I'm talking about outside. Remember Future? We went to the release party.
The gas station, yeah.
We was at a release party on a Saturday in Atlanta. And I had the DJ at Zentra on Sunday. So we drove back Sunday, and I had all this Future music. And we in the club, and I'm watching people go crazy on Tony Montana. I'm watching it with my own eyes. I'm like, oh shit, I can't wait to get back to Chicago tomorrow. I'm gonna go nuts. I play that shit, boy. Everybody looked at me like, what is this shit? Come on, bro. What is this? We ain't on that. I was like, you know what? My fault. And I said it on the mic. My friend will tell you. He was like, you stupid to get on the mic. I was like, my fault, y'all. I was in Atlanta last night, and they went crazy for this shit. My bad. Let me get back to it. And I just went back.
Rocking with it, huh?
They was not rocking with that shit. But then look who Future is today.
So some hits trendy, some hits you can't deny.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Racks on racks.
Racks on
I
racks.
used to play the shit out of that. People used to look at me like I was crazy.
Right.
I had a promoter tell me, don't play Put On For My City.
Oh, yeah.
I had a promoter come in the DJ booth and say, man, don't play this no more.
Which one? That's the remix with Kanye, Jeezy?
The one with Kanye
Who
on
would
it.
say that?
I had that for way before it came out.
So what they tell you about the GDs and the dough? You play that?
No, I ain't even been in the club. I ain't even had the opportunity yet, so no.
But it's gonna come. You gonna play it one day.
Man, Reese ain't fucking with it.
He ain't playing it. He on tour, so that's kind of different though.
And then be like,
He ain't playing it on that.
I mean, if I'm in the environment and but I'm not in the in the environment.
So will you ever come home and DJ again?
Yeah, if it's
Right. I'm gonna book you for a pop.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
big ticket.
Notice I didn't do anybody's
150,
this weekend.
you gonna do the 150?
See, notice I didn't do anybody's this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So 150, you ain't going.
Notice I didn't do anybody's this weekend, right? You know what I'm saying?
We from Chicago. We book these days for 150.
Hey, we
moved to a whole nother city to DJ.
Hey, $1,500 a night.
He used to get rated. You gotta pay, bro.
Hey man, if you come here 150 and end of the night, we like, man, the dope was like $93. So man, I really want to just thank both of y'all for just coming out. I know y'all both
Yeah, we love you.
busy. Y'all busy, and I appreciate y'all for coming out tonight and rocking with us, man.
Big Town. You guys finished the Big Town tonight, right?
No, sir, that was it. Last night.
Okay.
No, I'm on last night. One night.
I'm just trying to give him props. Like,
This nigga
damn, he
sleep.
got
You sleep.
steel work,
You
paint.
sleep.
I'm just giving him some extra credit.
I know we get no. You was asleep.
Screw be capping.
I probably was, though.
I'm over there like Big Champ.
Right, it's over with.
What they doing in the
Trying to put y'all back to work.
Hey man, shout out to Harold Chicken. Hey man, we got to shout out Harold Chicken, man. 1450 South Michigan Ave. Man, hold up though. Hey, look, this the only. Y'all ain't no
Wings in here.
Look, man, give us the bucket, then.
Yeah, look.
The only Harold's Chicken in Chicago with a bar, man. Y'all pull up, fuck with them.
Oh, okay, they got wings. My bad.
Oh, so they bought the bar. They made a bar here too.
Oh, they do got wings.
That's a bar.
Nice. Okay.
And I don't eat nothing but fish, so I'll take a piece of that.
I'm a chicken terrier.
Number old is.
I don't know.
Because, you know, he don't and stuff, so, you know, he ain't gonna know.
He don't eat fish. I don't eat chicken.
Yeah, I don't eat fish.
And then some people up here eat both.
I just eat fish.
That's nasty if
No,
you eat
please
both.
tell them about
That's just like doing a man and a woman.
No, we was in rehearsal and we had got some food, right? So I'm like, "Listen, you want some of my food?" He's like, "What is it, chicken?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I don't eat chicken." I said, "Why?" He was like, "Cause chickens are like nervous birds." I said, "Nigga, what?"
That's funny. They in hey, that's I don't know how to say it.
All the time.
They just keep moving.
You said that energy ain't right.
It ain't.
I'm chickentarian, so you might
That shit
got a point for why I be feeling the way I be feeling.
See, I eat fish. Fish is like the old nigga in the Cadillac just cruising.
Chicken eat fish.
Sometimes that old nigga throw his arm out the window when he ride. That's how the fish jump up, get a little air, pop back down. So I'm gonna eat fish. Chicken, I feel like Reese. They like meth heads to me. I don't want to. But
What's
hey,
going on with them?
tune in to the next episode, man. We'll be back next week. Lyrical, DJ Reese, Skrill,
Wait, I
my
wanna
boy
give you a
6
shout out. I
Link.
just
You
wanna
want to shout
say
me out?
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
I was here last week with Steve.
There you go.
Or 2 weeks ago, but I just want to tell all of y'all that y'all are amazing. I'm so proud of you because I'm so proud that you
Appreciate it.
shifted your energy on not worrying about what motherfuckers hating and you getting this shit together because this can like become something amazing and I want to do whatever it is even though I'm not here no more and I'm traveling all over the world. I want to do whatever it is that I can
Man,
do to support you.
I appreciate